Hello everyone, I'm here today to do a review of Course Bunny by Bora Chung, and this was shortlisted now for the International Booker 2022. So this is a collection of short stories and is normally classified as horror, and it's supposed to deal with themes of feminism, capitalism, the patriarchy. That's what it's marketed as. And there are some commentaries on that, but let's just start by saying I did not enjoy the short story collection. I normally am not into short story collections, but they normally leave me quite indifferent and ambivalent. This one, it was a struggle to go through. The last few stories I skim read because I just wanted to finish that book. So the first two stories have a slightly different tone from the rest of the collection. The first two short stories are basically really gross. I know it's classified as horror, but I didn't find the stories particularly horrific. There is one that I hated because I think that as a parent that's just not okay. But yeah, I didn't feel like scared. It was not horror as in scare. It was gross. It was difficult to read. It was sometimes showing things that are almost inhumane from people, but it was not scary. It was just horrible. But yeah, the first stories are mostly on the gross category, especially the first one. I felt like the first story could have been written by a 13-year-old obsessed with poop and farts and all the scatological things. The first one is about a monster, sort of, that comes out of a toilet and is made of what we put in the toilet, basically. The second one I found outright damaging and offensive because it was about this woman that apparently got pregnant by taking the pill, not by having sex, and then she goes to the doctor and finds out, and then the doctor is like, well, you need to find a father now because otherwise the baby's not gonna be okay. And like, just that, it's not only about the fact that she needs to find a father and the patriarchal implications of that, which I understand that the story is about, but the fact that she made this woman pregnant because she took the pill, and the fact that abortion was never mentioned in that conversation, I think it's really damaging just by itself. And it misses out a very important piece of the conversation. So I didn't enjoy that at all. And then the rest, after those two stories, the rest changes a little bit more into a little bit more of a fairy tale feel to them. And Bora Chung is a Korean author, but she has studied, I believe, Slavic literature, if I'm not mistaken. So there are slight elements of that Slavic literature within those the rest of the stories, and yeah, those ones do feel a little bit more like horror in the traditional sense because they are short stories and that are fairy tale related, and fairy tales are often have like the traditional ones, the original ones, not the Disney ones, they have a horror element to them. But yeah, from those, most of them I just felt very indifferent and I didn't care about any of them, which I don't know if it's better or worse than being disgusted by a story or being different to a story. There was one snare that I really didn't like. But the rest I just felt mostly indifferent from. So yeah, this one was not successful for me. Definitely not successful. I know there are some people out there that really love this collection. And yeah, I don't know if I understand. I guess it does have a different feel to it. It does some different things, but I'm not sure if those things needed to be done. Like, it didn't feel original to me. It didn't feel shocking to me. It just felt like the author was trying to be weird and edgy for the sake of being edgy and weird, and there was no purpose to that weirdness. There was nothing added to the stories by putting those elements there. So yeah, not very successful short story collection for me. I don't think it's gonna win. I hope it doesn't win. I don't think that short story collections in general are contenders for the actual win, just because they, yeah, it's very difficult for a short story collection to have all the stories to be great in the eyes of anyone. Um, so I don't think it's going to win, and I will be happy if it doesn't. I think that if you like weird for the sake of weird, maybe you will like this. Those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have read Course Bunny and what you thought about it, and if, especially if you liked it, let me know what you liked about it specifically. And on the next video, bye!